Okay, good evening everyone. Shalom Aleichem. I would like to discuss tonight the subject on Samach Dalet Amud Beis, where the Mishnah says that a husband has a responsibility to eat with his wife on Friday night. The Mishnah says, V'oichelas imai mileile Shabbos leile Shabbos. She eats with him from Friday night to Friday night. Among the obligations that a husband has, the Mishnah started off by speaking about a husband who provides for his wife through a third party. Among all the obligations that the Mishnah discusses is the right that a woman has to eat with her husband Friday night. And the question is, where does this right come from? Why is a husband required to eat with his wife Friday night? It sounds like from the Mishnah he's not required to eat with her during the week. So then why is he required to eat with her Friday night? So Rashi says, very interestingly, Vaychelas imay leil Shabbos shehu leil Oina. Leil Shabbos is the night of the mitzvah of Oina. And so what? Just because it's the night of the mitzvah of Oina, why does that mean that he has to eat with her? Apparently, Rashi holds there's a connection between the mitzvah of Oina and eating with one's wife. Presumably what Rashi is saying is that since a person has an obligation to be mekayim in the mitzvah of Oina, then one has to eat with her as a way of preparing, as a way of creating the proper setup, the proper context for the mitzvah of Oina. In other words, since there's a mitzvah of Oina Friday night, therefore part of that mitzvah incorporates eating with her. That seems to be Rashi's Shita. And the Ramban writes this explicitly. Ramban writes, says, Umiu kaimal Rav Nachman to Amar oichelas mamish. Now there's a machlokes. What does it mean by oichelas imay? Does it refer to the mitzvah of Oina itself, tashmish, or does it refer to eating? So we hold like Rav Nachman, the Ramban says, that you have to mamish eat with her. But says Ramban, ve'ini yadeh me'ezeh tam, I really don't know what the reason is. Says Ramban, ve'yeshloimeh b'mnei she'oichelas imay, because he eats with her, hu matzi lavay aleha, he can live with her. V'hi leil Oina, it's the night of Oina. V'im toicha b'bayis acher, but if he's going to eat in another house, gnai hula, lavay la'achar achila, it would be embarrassing for her, it would be disparaging for her that he should live with her after eating. If he eats with her, they will reconcile and it will prepare for the mitzvah of Oina. So again, the Ramban spells out clearly what Rashi seems to imply, that the mitzvah of eating with one's wife Friday night is connected to and attached to the mitzvah of Oina. We're going to see that there'll be many nafkaminas if this is the reason why one is required to eat with one's wife Friday night. So that's what the Rashi and the Ramban learn. I believe they're medayik in the Rashba, that the Rashba says the same reason. The Rashba asks, it says if somebody provides for his wife through a third party, so the Rashba quotes the Ravid, and the Ravid is bothered, why would one be able to provide for one's wife through a third party? So Ravid says, for example, if somebody works in another city or learns in another city, so the Oina is not daily or even twice a week, but it's Friday night, and therefore, since there's no Chi of Oina, he's providing her through a third party, except for Friday night, there's a Chi of Oina, and therefore he has to eat with her. Venira, says the Rashba, shehaskiku l'Ravzal l'farishken. The reason the Ravid explained this way is because if the guy is doing work in his city, he can't provide for her through a third party. He has to eat with her daily. And if he doesn't, he has to divorce her and give a ksuva, because it's embarrassing for her. People will find out he's not eating with her. Like we learned later on in Hamadir, that someone who makes a neder or asers his wife from getting hana from him, so for 30 days you provide a third party to support her, and after that yotzi v'tein ksuva. And the Gemara says, why 30 days? 30 days nobody will find out about it, so it's not embarrassing to her. More than 30 days people will find out about it. Or the Rashba says, our Mishnah is talking about where she was moichel him. So either it's talking about where he doesn't have a chi of oina more than once a week because he works in a different city or he learns in a different city. Otherwise, he wouldn't be allowed to provide her through a third party. Or we're talking about where she's moichel him and therefore allows him not to eat with her daily. But it seems like the mitzvah of eating with her is tied to the mitzvah of oina, meaning we're talking about a scenario where he's working in a different city or learning in a different city, and therefore the mitzvah of oina is only Friday night. So again, we see the shita of the Rashba seems to connect the achila to the mitzvah of oina. However, okay, good. That might be another possibility. In other words, maybe the reason the husband is obligated to eat with his wife is maybe it's a din in Shabbos. By the way, similar to what we learned regarding the sugya of oina, that why is oinas Tamidei Chachamim Friday night, let's say? Is it a din in once a week, and really it could be any time and Shabbos is preferable? Or is it not midin oina at all? Maybe it's a din in oineg Shabbos. Here we're going to see that eating with one spouse might be kavod Shabbos. Okay, let's see the Rambam. The Rambam says, "Baal sheratz litin lishtem b'zanaseh ruya isla v'tiyah cheles v'shaisel atzma." A husband who wants to give his wife her food that's fit for her, and she will eat and drink by herself. V'hu shaisa v'oichel atzma, and he'll eat and drink by himself. Harashus biyada, he's allowed to do that. Uvovad sheyoichel ima, as long as he eats with her, milele Shabbos to lele Shabbos, from Friday night to Friday night. So the Rambam seems to say, not like the Rashba and the Ravid. The Rashba and the Ravid seem to say that a husband has to eat with his wife, otherwise it's embarrassing for her. And our Mishnah is talking about either where she's moichel or he works in another city. But the Rambam seems to say that a husband could just give food to his wife and not eat together with her, provided he eats with her Friday night. Why is Friday night different? The Maggid Mishnah says that Rabbeinu Kasav, the Rambam writes, Shu Rashai, that a husband is allowed to just provide for his wife and not eat with her. Mashem midvarv shekol adam rashai, that implies everyone's allowed to. But we know if somebody asers his wife in hana, then he has to get divorced. Why does the Rambam say that a person is allowed to give food to his wife and not eat with her? But we learn later on Daf Ayin that if somebody asers his wife in hana, he has to divorce her. He says there's a very big distinction. The hasam yesh sham iser hana. She's aser bahana ve'eno eichela simai, and she doesn't eat with him afilu b'leil Shabbos. Avokan, but here she'ein kan iser hana. There's no iser hana. He's just making up with her that we're not going to eat together. V'oid shu oichel ima b'chol leil Shabbos, and he's eating with her every Friday night. Rashai, he's allowed to. Now, if you look further up, the Maggid Mishnah is Medaik in the Rambam, not like the Rashba. The Rashba seems to say that a regular person cannot tell his wife to eat by herself. However, when it comes to the shita of the Rambam is that a husband could tell his wife to eat by herself, provided that he eats with her Friday night. So how does the Rambam understand why one is obligated to eat with one's wife Friday night? So let's see the Pnei Yeshua. Says the Pnei Yeshua, Umavur b'Yushalmi dahainu dafke b'shekibel alal. The Yushalmi implies you can only provide her through a third party if she accepted it on herself. Dimloi kain, otherwise, lav kol kamine. He doesn't have the force, he doesn't have the ability. V'chein mashanami b'gemar didam b'reish parak hamader diyosim mishalshim yayim zila ba milsa. More than 30 days, it's embarrassing. Ela sharambam pasak, the Rambam paskins the afim loinis ratzis. Even if she doesn't agree, yachal hashoisa tchila idei shlish, you could l'chadchila provide her through a third party. Why? Says the Pnei Yeshua, v'nira shesoiver. It appears that the Rambam holds the hachalei zila ba milsa, that if you didn't answer her bahana and you're eating with her Friday night, it's not a zilusa. Kiman doichelas imay leilei Shabbos. B'hainu k'man da'amar achila mamish. That's why the Rambam doesn't hold like the Yushalmi. The Yushalmi says we're only talking about where she was moichel. But the Rambam says even if she's not moichel, you could provide for her through a third party. Why doesn't the Rambam pass like the Yushalmi? Says the Pnei Yeshua, because it's possible the Yushalmi holds like the man da'amar oichelasima is tashmish and not eating, and therefore the Yushalmi holds it's zilusa. If you're not going to eat with her, it's disparaging to her. So, therefore, the Yushalmi holds that the Mishnah has to be talking about where she's moichel. But the Rambam paskins like our Gemara, that oichelas imai means that she mamish eats with him. But the Rambam holds only when you aser her bahana is it zila ba milsa. If you're mader hana, if you say you can't get hana from me, then it's zilusa if you don't eat with her. But if you don't aser bahana, it's just you're not eating with her. It's not zila ba milsa, as long as you eat with her Friday night. The bottom line is there seems to be another way of learning this Gemara, that the reason why you have to eat with one has to eat with their wife on Friday night, it's not that it's an outgrowth of the mitzvah of Oina, it's that it's disparaging for the woman. It's zilusa if you don't eat with her. It's not because of the mitzvah of tashmish. It's just zilusa if you don't. A nafkamina perhaps would be if somebody's wife was a nida. So it's not a leil Oina. So if it's only because of the mitzvah of Oina, then maybe you don't have to eat with her when she's a nida. But if it's zilusa, it's disparaging for her, then you would have to. There's a third shita, the Shalsut Shuvas Hatashbeitz, Shaila Reish Nun Tes, Mashen Estapik L'cha B'Lashon Rambam, Achila Zu Imi Tashmish Achila Mamish, says the Tashbeitz Davar Zeh Machloikesu. It's a Machloikes, the Gemara, Pasku Hariaf, the Harambam command Amar Achila Mamish. Shechayiv ima leil Shabbos. Shechayiv lechal ima leil Shabbos. One is obligated to eat with her leil Shabbos. Why? Mibnei kavod HaShabbos. Because of kavod Shabbos. So this is similar to what you were saying, Rabasi, that this is a third possibility. Again, Rashi, the Ramban, say it's part of the mitzvah of Oina. The Rambam seems to say, not that it's connected to Oina, but if you don't eat with her, it's zilusa. The Tashbeit says it's not covered Shabbos. The Kesuvos has a chiddush that the halach is if somebody's mader their wife not to get hana, you're not allowed to eat on the same plate. So now, the Beis Yaakov, who was the Kesuvos HaMishpah, wants to be mechadesh that the din that husband and wife have to eat together Friday night is only kara achas. because the whole purpose of eating together is it's bali de tashmish, but that's only when there's kiruv das. So it has to be specifically bekara achas. He says v'mkein leka kiruv das hatam hu de ba'achilas leilo Shabbos mishum oinahu v'hainu mishum kiruv hadas uvekara achas yesh yoyser kiruv hadas kedetnan lo yochel hazav im hazava v'mnei hargal avera uv'she'ein oichlin bekara achas leka kiruv hadas. Okay, so here are some nafkaminas. Number one, does a husband have to eat with his wife Shabbos day? Or could he say, there was a kiddush in shul? So the Meiri is mechadesh that a husband is obligated to eat with his wife not only Friday night but also Shabbos day. Like Rav Shimon Gamliel, who says, Soid ima belel Shabbos u'b'Shabbos. Other poskim don't mention this. That implies that they hold that you don't have to eat with them Shabbos day. So it depends. You could say the machlokes is it depends what the reason you have to eat with your wife on Shabbos. If it's midin oina, then that would only apply Friday night. But the Meiri, who says it applies Shabbos day, it's suggested in the Sefer. The name of the Sefer is Mishnas Haksuva. He says that it could be the Meiri who says that there's a mitzvah for a husband to eat with his wife Shabbos day, holds like the Tashbates, that it's because of Kavod Shabbos. So therefore, Kavod Hayoim is greater than Kavod Halayla. Therefore, if you have to eat with her at night, you certainly have to eat with her during the day. Or another nafkamina, if somebody's wife is a nida. So according to the Rashba, that the whole reason is it's a detail of mitzvah sa'ina. So if there is no mitzvah sa'ina, let's say she's a nida, you don't have to eat with her. But the Shas Chuvas Tashbetz himself says, even ishtoi nida, you have to eat with her. So the Tashbetz is going l'shitase. The Tashbetz holds the reason you have to eat with your wife is Kavod Shabbos. So then it wouldn't make an afkamina. Whether it's the day, it wouldn't make an afkamina if she's a nida or not. Another nafkamina is if the husband has to eat with his wife on Leil Shavuos or Leil Rosh Hashanah, where the minhag is not to be mishamesh. That if it's because of mitzvah sa'ina, you don't have to. But the Tashbetz says it's Kavod Yom Tif. So then it would apply to Shavuos or Rosh Hashanah. Or what if another nafkamina would be is if the husband already ate and then he came home. That if it's out Kavod Shabbos, which is a detail in Suda Shabbos, so the husband already was Mekayim Kavod Shabbos. He already is Mekayim the Suda. You're going to obligate him to eat again? But if it's a chelik of the mitzvah of Oina, then, or that she should not be, it's a zilzul, so it could be he would have to eat again with her. Okay, so basically we have three reasons why for the mitzvah of eating with her Friday night. Is it a detail of Oina? Is it because of Zilusa? Or is it because of Kavod Shabbos? And they make a lot of nafkaminas. If it's Kavod Shabbos, it might apply during the day. It may apply even if she's a nida. If it might be on a Leil Rosh Hashanah or a Leil Shavuos, or if he already ate, then if it's out covered, then you would be exempt. Okay, so these are some of the ramifications of the reason for Eichelas Imai B'Leila Shabbosais. Okay, Shkayach, have a wonderful night. Kol Tov. Okay, Shkayach.